Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, students. Today's subject is Python. Topic: Introduction to Python, Features of Python, Data Types of Python. Now we go to first slide. Introduction to Python. Python is a widely used general-purpose high-level programming language. It was created by Guido van Rossum in 1991 and further developed by the Python Software Foundation. It was designed with an emphasis means important on a code readability, and its syntax allows programmers to express their concepts in fewer lines of codes using a easier to line of codes. Next, Python is a programming language that let you work quickly, integrate system more efficiently. Next slide. Features of Python. Python is a dynamic, high-level, free, open source and interpreted programming language. It supports object-oriented programming as well as procedural-oriented programming. In Python, we do not need to declare the type of variable because it is a dynamically typed language. For example, x equal to 10. X is a character string, equal is a assignment operator, 10 is a variable, the number numeric value. Already told you in classroom also. Here x can be anything such as a string. Already told you x is a string, it's a character. Int is a data type, integer value, 10 is a numeric value, single value, etc. Next, features in type. There are many features in Python, some of which are discussed below as follows. Next slide, we go to the continuation of first features of Python. Free and open source, easy to code, easy to read. Next, object oriented language, GUI programming support. Sixth one is high level language. Next, seventh one is extensible feature. Eighth one is easy to debug. Ninth one is Python is a portable language. 10 is an integrated language. 11 is a interpreted language. Now we can first come to the first slide. First one is free and open source. What is the free and open source? Python is a open source software, free software available in any website. Using our website in free source software. Python language is freely available at the official website, and you can download it from Python from the given download link below. Click on the download Python keyword. Download the given link using to from the Python keyword download. Python, since it is open source, this means that the source code is available to the public, so you can download it, use it as well as share it. Next, easy to code. Python is a high level programming language. Python is a easy to learn. Python is a very easy to learn language as compared to other languages like C, C Sharp, JavaScript, Java, etc. It is a very easy to code in the Python language, and anybody can learn Python basics in few hours or days. It's also developer. Yes, we will learn only few hours or few days. It is a developer. It's also a developer friendly language. It's a user friendly language. Next, third one is easy to read. As you will see, learning Python is quick and simple, small language as well. Already established Python syntax is really straightforward. The code block is defined by the indentation. Indentation means inbuilt function rather by semicolons or brackets. Next slide, we will go to the features of Python continuation. Next, fourth one, object-oriented language. One of the key future key features of Python is object-oriented programming. Python supports object-oriented language and concepts of process, classes, objects, encapsulations. I already told you the encapsulation is exception handling, exception function. Next, the classes function, class, superclass, subclasses. Next, you can object-oriented languages, object defining objects. Next, fifth one is GUI programming support. GUI means graphical user interface can be made using a module such as PyQt5. PyQt5 means using for the value is a version of user interface. Python interface. Python user interface. It is a VX Python using on TK in Python. PyTQ5 is the most popular option for creating graphical apps with Python. Next, sixth one, high level language. Python is a high level language. When we write a program in Python, we do not need to remember the system architecture, nor do we need to manage the memory. Okay. Now, seventh one, features of Python. Extensible future. Python is an extensible language. We can write some Python code into C or C++ language. Also, we can compile that code C language. Next, easy to debug. Excellent information for mistake tracing. You will be able to quickly identify and correct the majority of your program's issues once you understand how to interrupt Python's error traces by glancing at the code. Glancing means line by line the code will be defined. You can determine what it is designed to perform. Next slide. Good features of Python's continuation. Python is a portable language. Next, then one is Python is an integrated language. 11 is a interpreter language. Now we discuss about the Python is a portable language. Not the section will be. If Python is a portable language, Python language is also a portable language. For example, if we have Python code for Windows and if we want to run this code on using other platforms such as Linux, Unix, Mac, then we do not need to change it. We can run this code on any platform. Any platform is any operating system. Okay, then we will be compile and run and compile the programs in Python. Okay, next, Python is an integrated language. What is the integrated language? It is the using for Python also integrated language because of easily integrate by the same program can be write in like C, C++, other languages. Okay, next, interpreter language means what? What is interpreter language? The Python is an interpreter language because Python can code is executed line by line. I already told you line by line at a time, line by line at a line is executed the output. Like other languages, C, Java, etc. There is no need to compile Python code. This make it easier to debug. Debug means finding errors. Our code. Next, the source code of Python is converted into an immediate from call by bytecode. Next topic is data types in data types of Python. Data types are the classification or categorization of data items. It presents the kind of value that tells what operation can be performed on a particular data. Next, since everything is an object in Python programming, data types are actually classes and variables are instance objects of the classes. Next, following are the standard or build in data type Python. Data type of Python. Numeric means what? Integer, floating point, complex numbers. I will show you the structure will be next slide. Next is sequence types. Sequence types means what? The sequence types is using strings, range. Next, using to glancing, using as of functions. Next, using what range. Next is using for the sequence type is strings. Okay, next boolean is condition true or false, measuring truth values of functions. Next, set. What is this set? Set is using by the function used to byte codes. Okay, it will be implemented to the byte codes and functions. Set the functions of the in Python. Next, we'll go to the Python data types of Python structure. Data types of structure using Python data types. Numeric is a integer, float, complex numbers. Next, dictionary. Next, boolean. And then set. Another type. And then sequence type. Sequence is having the strings, tuple, list. That's it. Today the topic is Python. Python introduction to Python, features of Python, data types of Python. Topic is over. We will see next section. Thank you, dear friends and students. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.